Well, hey everybody, welcome to Redeemer's video newsletter for June 2021. There's a lot of great stuff that's going on at Redeemer for the month of June, and we just, again, want to make sure everybody is well informed about what's happening and that everybody gets excited because there's a lot of great stuff that's happening here at Redeemer. So let me first of all start off with our COVID update. There's been obviously some great stuff that has been happening with the announcements that have come out from the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, from Governor Northam's office, and from the Virginia Department of Health. And boy, just great news about things like social distancing and mask wearing and those kinds of things, the restrictions that are being relaxed because of what's going on with the numbers with COVID, right? And it's just wonderful news. It's starting to feel like we're turning some corners, that we can get back to life, right? We can go do the things that we want to do, that we can hang out with the people that we want to hang out with, and all those kinds of things, right? So that just is a fantastic thing, and we thank God that we are moving through this pandemic. However, the executive staff at Redeemer, which is Kathy Bakken, myself, Vanya Burgess, Becky Wade, we've all sat down and we've asked the question, okay, so what is the prudent next step for us here at Redeemer? And we've been getting some guidance and direction from the Southeastern District, some of our other ministry partners, as well as some executive orders that Governor Northam has put out as well. So we're watching these kinds of things and asking that question, what is the next prudent step for us to take? And attached to this video, you will see an email that is entitled COVID Protocol Updates, and it's dated June 1st. And essentially what this document tells you is that because of where our ministry is at, and particularly because of the priorities of our ministry, where the priorities of our ministry are focused on families with young children, whether that be with our CDC, whether that be with Faith Lab, we recognize this is a major thrust and priority for our ministry, but because that population has not yet been vaccinated, we need to continue to take a very conservative approach with relaxing restrictions here at Redeemer. In fact, we need to, if we're going to err on any side of anything, we are going to err on the side of being conservative rather than not. So what does that mean? You can read in the document essentially what it tells us. It basically says we're going to continue in worship and in our CDC and with our week-to-week, day-to-day kind of programs and events and fellowship activities at Redeemer. We're going to continue our current trajectory of wearing masks when we are gathered together inside. Again, whether it be that for worship or for events or whether it be in our CDC. And we will continue to take a very conservative approach with all of those activities, okay? And part of that is recognizing that one of the things that people are watching for us here at Redeemer is what is our response going to be at this time? We have guests and visitors and neighbors that are attending worship, and they're wanting to ask the question, okay, so what is Redeemer's approach going to be towards this time as we walk past this pandemic? For the time being, we're going to err on the side of being too cautious, okay? I think that's about witness. I think it's also about just being very careful with the major constituencies that we serve here at Redeemer, namely our CDC staff, children and families, and our Faith Lab volunteers and families as well. Let me share this passage with you from St. Paul's letter to the Philippians, chapter 2, verses 3 and 4. Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility, value others above yourselves, not looking to your own interests, but each of you to the interests of others. So yes, I understand this is a tough call, and it's a tough discussion that we need to have. But if we're going to err on anything, we're going to err in the area of putting other people's needs above ourselves, because that's what the Bible tells us to do. That's what love looks like for us here at Redeemer. Okay? So again, take a look at this document. You can go ahead and click on the link down below. Take a look at this document, read it. If you've got any questions, you can talk to Kathy about CDC. You can talk to me, you can talk to Becky Wade, or you can talk to Vanya Burgess. Okay, I'd love to talk to you about that more. Okay, so that's the COVID update. Second thing I want to tell you about is our summer book series, our summer sermon series that we're calling a Summer Book Club. And basically what that means is that for the 3 months of the summer, June, July, and August, we're going to be taking a look at different biblical books. We're going to look at Jonah in June, we're going to look at Daniel in July, and we're going to look at Esther in the month of August. And our sermons are going to be focused in those books, and they're going to be talking about what these books mean to us here today. And I think there's going to be really valuable, important lessons that we can draw from these books as we think about our life and our ministry here at Redeemer. So that's the second thing. The third thing is about Redeemer events. And we've got several events we're going to tell you about. First of all, we have our next Faith Lab event, which is for children from 3 years old through 5th grade and for their families. And basically, we're going to have a water fight on June 19th, which is at 11 o'clock. Okay, so if you got children in that demographic and that age group, boy, bring them out to this water fight. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have water balloons and squirt guns and all that kind of stuff. But also invite your friends and neighbors, right? Invite people that you go to school with, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. Okay, so again, that'll be on the 19th, 11 o'clock. If you have any questions about that, you can talk to Lindsay Douglas, who is our Faith Lab coordinator. Then JP Sema is going to be here on June 20th. He's going to be preaching in worship and leading adult Bible class. On June 20th, he's going to be telling us about what God's been doing in Cambodia during a global pandemic. So that's going to be great to hear from JP, and we're going to welcome him back, and it's going to be great to see him. And then also our next community engagement event is going to be on June 21st at 5 o'clock. We're going to have a summer picnic, a welcome to summer picnic, right up in the upper parking lot, in the green space in the upper parking lot. Again, that's going to be an event for our CDC families, for our community, and for our Redeemer members. And it's just one of these great opportunities to invite people to be a part of this, but also to get to know other people, to build and strengthen those bridges, those relational bridges that we have with our CDC and with our community. And then finally, just as a placeholder, Vacation Bible School is going to be held in person on campus July 26th through the 29th, okay? So everybody just look for that. Watch for registration forms that are going to be on our website and also on social media. Those will be posted very, very soon. So just keep your eyes on that and register as soon as possible so that we know how many people are going to be there, all right? So it's going to be a great event. Again, that's what's happening here at Redeemer in the month of June. Thanks, everybody, for paying attention, and we look forward to seeing you real soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.